Silence. All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Isaac Ganay Ada.
May it please the court, I move that Isaac Ada be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isaac Ganay Ada be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Nicola Bate.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Nicola Bate be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Nicola Bate be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Craig Anthony Beale.
May it please the court, I move that Craig Anthony Beale be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Craig Anthony Beale be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Anae Gibson Pacheco.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter Isabella Pacheco be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Anae Gibson Pacheco be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack Adam Boydell.
May it please the court, I move that Jack Adam Boyle be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jack Adam Boydell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Patrick Brannan.
May it please the court, I move that James Patrick Brannan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Patrick Brannan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Catherine Britton.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Catherine Britton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Catherine Britton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Karen Lynn G. Cow.
May it please the court, I move that Karen Cow be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Karen Lingy Cow be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jordana Maria Caravella.
May it please the court, I move that Jordana Maria Caravella be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jordana Maria Caravella be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aaron Raymond Carroll.
May it please the court, I move that Aaron Raymond Carroll be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aaron Raymond Carroll be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kinhai Hattie Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Kinhei Hattie Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kinhei Chatty Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yulia Cheat.
May it please the court, I move that Yulia Chis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yulia Chis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Javier Alexander Zentner Cross.
May it please the court, I move that Javier Alexander Zentner Cross be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Javier Alexander Zentner Cross be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anika Di Pietro.
May it please the court, I move that Anika Di Pietro be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anika Di Pietro be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jackson Riley Downer.
May it please the court, I move that Jackson Riley Downer be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jackson Riley Downer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Owen Asamede Ebanoa. Noma.
May it please the court, I move that Owen Osamade Ebenoma be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Owen Osamade Ebanoa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra L. Damasi.
May it please the court, I move that Cassandra L. Damasi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra L. Damasi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michael George N. Kababian.
May it please the court, I move that Michael George N. Kababian be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michael George N. Kababian be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ying Fan.
May it please the court, I move that Ying Fan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ying Fan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Daniel John Fain.
May it please the court, I move that Daniel John Fain be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Daniel John Fain be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mohammed Fayad.
May it please the court, I move that Mohammed Fayed be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mohammed Fayad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gary Sean Fordham.
May it please the court, I move that Gary Sean Fordham be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
We'll wait for that.
Could we turn that mobile phone off, please?
Please leave the court if you can't turn it off.
If you can't turn it off, could you leave the court? Thank you.
Yes, let Gary Sean Fordham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Shoebridge Foster.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Shoebridge Foster be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Shoebridge Foster be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Grace Frizzell.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Grace Frizzell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Grace Frizzell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harjot Singh Garwal.
May it please the court, I move that Harjot Singh will be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harjot Singh Grawal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Jessica Hoffman.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Jessica Hoffman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Jessica Hoffman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Louise Holliday.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Louise Holliday be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Louise Holliday be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rachel Louise Jenkins.
May it please the court, I move that Rachel Louise Jenkins be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rachel Louise Jenkins be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Adam Zvi Liskovsky.
May it please the court, I move that my brother Adam Zvi Liskovsky be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Adam Zvi Liskovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natalie Shay-Yin Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Natalie Shay-Yin Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natalie Shay-Yin Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Elizabeth Lundy.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Elizabeth Lundy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Elizabeth Lundy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Ian McTaggart.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Ian McTaggart be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Ian McTaggart be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sayantha Raraj Murali Darren.
May it please the court, I move that Sayanthi Raj Muralidharan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sayanthi Raja Muralidharan, be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Faith Kudzai Murathu.
May it please the court, I move that Faith Kudzai Murefu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Faith Kudasi Murefu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Naomi Kida Mern.
May it please the court, I move that Naomi Kida Mern be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Naomi Kida Mern be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Nash.
May it please the court, I move that James Nash be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Where's James Nash? Yes, thank you. Yes, let James Nash be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabel Nicholas.
May I please the court? I move that Isabel Nicholas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabel Nicholas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucas Johannes Powling.
May it please the court, I move that Lucas Johannes Powling be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucas Johannes Powling be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasper Taylor Rasmussen.
May it please the court, I move that Jasper Taylor Rasmussen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jasper Taylor Rasmussen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sung Chan Ree.
May it please the court, I move that Seung Chan Ree be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Seung Chang Ree be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob Elias Risk.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob Elias Risk be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacob Elias Risk be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Sarah Rudd.
May it please the court, I move that Kate and Sarah Rudd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Sarah Rudd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Amy Satz.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Amy Satz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Amy Satz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amanda Stojanovska.
May it please the court, I move that Amanda Stojanovska be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amanda Stojanovska be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacinta Sukar.
May it please the court, I move that Jacinta Sukar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacinta Sukar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Montana Casey Tassel.
May it please the court, I move that Montana Casey Tassel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Montana Casey Tassel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carly Cherie Veitch.
May it please the court, I move that Carly Cherie Veitch be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Carly Cherie Veitch be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Rowena Ward.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Rowena Ward be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Rowena Ward be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Now Watson.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Now Watson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Now Watson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Melissa Ann Wilcox.
May it please the court, I move that Melissa Ann Wilcox be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Melissa Ann Wilcox be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Jenna Wilkins Fraser.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Jenna Wilkins Fraser be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Gemma Wilkins Fraser be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Winkup.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Winkup be admitted as a lawyer in this honourable court.
Let Georgia Winkup be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tiffany Ting Yan.
May it please the court, I move that Tiffany Yan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tiffany Ting Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Yee.
May it please the court, I move that James Yee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Yee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eunice Susan Zeng.
May it please the court, I move that Eunice Susan Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eunice Susan Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lin Shan Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Lin Shan Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lin Shan Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will be necessary for those applicants whose admission has been moved to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. Please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Isaac Gane Arda, Alexandra Nicola Bate, Craig Anthony Beale, Isabella Anae Gibson Pacheco, Jack Adam Boydell, James Patrick Brannan, Grace Catherine Britton, Karen Lindsay Cow, Jordana Maria Caravella, Aaron Raymond Carroll, Kinhei Hattie Cheng, Yulia Cheech, Javier Alexander Zentner Cross, Anika DiPietro, Jackson Riley Downer, and Owen Osamede Ebenoma. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 to my right please stand? Cassandra El Damasi, Michael George Nkababian, Ying Fan, Daniel John Fain, Mohammed Fayad, Gary Sean Fordham, Lachlan Shoebridge Foster, Alexandra Grace Frizzell, Hajov Singh Graywell, Caitlin Jessica Hoffman, Jennifer Louise Holliday, Rachel Louise Jenkins, Adam Zvi Liskovsky, Natalie Shi-Yin Liu, Georgia Elizabeth Lundy, Lachlan Ian McTaggart, Sayintha Raraj Muralidharan, Faith Kudzai Marefu, Naomi Keita Mern. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Please say, "So help me God," or "I do." Thank you. Please sit down. Could the row in front of me please stand up? Oops. James Nash, Isabel Nicholas, Lucas Johannes Powling, Jasper Taylor Rasmussen, Sung Chan Ree, Jacob Elias Risk, Caitlin Sarah Rudd, and Isabel Amy Satz. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could the rows to my left please stand up? Amanda Stojanowska, Jacinta Suka, Montana Casey Tassel, Carly Cherie Veach, Jennifer Rowena Ward, Emily Now Watson, Melissa Ann Wilcox, Caitlin Jenna Wilkins Fraser, Georgia Winkup, Tiffany Ting Yan, James Ye, Eunice Susan Zeng, and Lin Shan Chang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down.
Now that the formal part of the proceedings is over, I warmly welcome you all to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I'm Justice McFarlane of the Court of Appeal, and on my right is Justice Ball of the Equity Division. On my far left is Judge Fitzsimmons of the District Court. Justice Ball and I constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted the new lawyers to practice. We've done this sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. To all the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. For many of you, the support of your family and friends has been invaluable. No doubt they have been on the receiving end of your finely polished, or at least developing, skills of argument and persuasion. I encourage you to take the time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you lunch or dinner to celebrate the day. We know how hard you've all worked to arrive here. Hopefully your memory of this ceremony will never really leave you, just as mine almost 50 years ago is still vivid in my mind. For most of you, your journey here has involved 3 extraordinarily difficult years, affected by the challenges of the COVID pandemic. You have managed your legal studies with this additional adversity unprecedented in our lifetimes. That makes your achievements all the more impressive. The resilience you've developed will stand you in good stead in the future. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession, with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers in 1824, and by 1830 the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state, as yours will be immediately after this ceremony. It is to acknowledge the weighty responsibilities you are assuming as lawyers that we observe today's unique formalities, including the moving of your admission by someone who's already a member of the profession, and the taking of a formal oath or making an affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are all witnesses to the promises and undertakings you have made today. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you on many different career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you've just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, at a Crown Law office, or a government department or agency, or in an entirely different field, you should be known for your honesty, integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these values. Admission as a member of the legal profession is a privilege and not a right. I referred earlier to tradition and formality, and you'll see from the portraits on the walls of this court that we're wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as were worn by our predecessors. Symbolically, that highlights the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. As to continuity of the rule of law, in a world in which there is much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply a phrase of some theoretical import. It's the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition associated with the ceremony, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. COVID-19 brought a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom technology to ensure that access to justice continued during the pandemic. The court's proud of what it was able to achieve, and we also salute people in professions, especially the medical, nursing and educational professions who did so much for our community during the pandemic. Returning to the legal profession, the technological impetus brought about by the pandemic has also delivered greater workplace flexibility, which is especially important for lawyers with family responsibilities and in regional and remote communities. and has profound implications for how our legal system interacts with and may become accessible to many more people. Although the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. Thus, while the remote practice of the law is possible, it is far from desirable. There are, of course, other changes that deserve attention in addition to those brought about by the pandemic. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, we must encounter the reality that we've come very far, but that much still needs to be done. For example, although women were originally not permitted to practice at all, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors holding a practicing certificate in New South Wales, and currently make up 64% of solicitors under the age of 30. Some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia, including the current Chief Justice of the High Court and Chief Justices of Victoria, Queensland and the ACT, as well as the President of our Court of Appeal, are distinguished female lawyers, as are the current Commonwealth and State Directors of Public Prosecutions and the Senior Public Defender in New South Wales. And I note also that women hold the position of both President and Senior Vice President in both of this state's professional bodies, the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges is important because it is integral to our legitimacy and to ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflecting of our broader community. The admission ceremonies in which I've sat since becoming a judge 14 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice nearly 50 years ago. That's a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn brings trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession. You, the newly admitted lawyers, enter the profession at a time when more than ever your words and actions are capable of influencing what occurs. You are being heard and taken seriously when you agitate to correct injustices, whether it be speaking about unfair laws, systemic failings affecting our society's most vulnerable members, or about harassment or bullying. You are the future of the profession and will determine where it heads. The legal profession is one rich with opportunities, and I urge you to engage with your communities outside the law. Your training as a lawyer in systematic thought, the importance of matters of principle and fundamental fairness, including due process and natural justice, equip you well for service beyond day-to-day practice. You will also derive great satisfaction from such engagement. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you've developed to think critically and not to compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. One mistake you must not make is to give your clients the advice you think they want to hear. That will not be good nor ethical advice. Justice Gageler, before he was appointed a High Court judge, once said, "You must be prepared to give the same answer to the same questions for the same reasons, no matter who asks the question or for what purpose or in what context the asking may occur." As a lawyer, you'll be an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer is in most cases an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis, affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being or health or financial position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services sensitively, competently and fearlessly, but always with courtesy and integrity. In this context, I must emphasise the importance of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in litigation, are confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough, even without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load. It's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are members of a profession and not a business. And I ask you to remember that the best advocates can and do make their points simply and succinctly. Often more is less. In fact, some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use a reminder of that from time to time. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, particularly the vulnerable, often by deciphering legal complexities or poor legal drafting. Strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. At various points in your career, you'll make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes, especially when we are starting something new. Needless to say, at least try not to make the same mistake twice. But more than that, when you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from your errors. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. You'll probably be at times overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. You must work hard to keep your balance, keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. If you do get overwhelmed, as we all have from time to time, try to take a step back to recapture some perspective or suggest gently to your colleagues that they do so. Also, remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession, and in times of difficulty, the support and friendship of your peers will prove invaluable. You should also not be afraid to seek professional help if necessary. Now, let me invite two young lawyers as representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and Law Society, who were in your shoes not too long ago, to welcome the new lawyers to the profession. Mr. Anwar, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Anwar, and I've been practicing for 3 years at the bar, predominantly in the area of building and construction and employment and industrial law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and you are welcome, either straight away or after some time as a solicitor, to apply to come to the bar. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister. And I am very proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice to people, to represent them in court, and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website on the steps to take and each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day, usually held in October, which you may be interested in. To become a barrister, you must pass the bar exams and satisfactorily complete the bar practice course and the reading requirements for your first year at the bar. In terms of the support available, in your first year of practice as a reader, you will have 2 tutors who are barristers with at least 7 years of seniority who meet with you regularly, review your work, and teach you practical skills, whether it be by appearing with them in court or otherwise. The bar is also renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, so you are not isolated or alone. New South Wales Bar Association is the professional body that supports barristers, and it has several committees, including, for example, a New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for barristers with 0 to 5 years of seniority, so barristers like me. A Wellbeing Committee, which runs seminars on health and well-being, promoting balance between work and the other parts of your life. And a Diversity and Equality Committee, of which I am a member, that promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession, and I urge you to take the full advantage of that. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession, and I congratulate you all on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you, Mr. Anwar. Ms. Irvine, you move.
May it please the court. My name is Olivia Irvin. I'm the Vice President of New South Wales Young Lawyers, and not long ago I stood where you stand today. Figuratively, that is. I was actually admitted during a lockdown, meaning my experience was entirely online, but wherever you are admitted, wherever your ceremony is held, it is truly a momentous and memorable occasion. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step on your years-long, diligent, and sometimes arduous journey. I hope each of you are immensely proud of what you have achieved. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy, and often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 1.5 years working as a lawyer with Hazelbrook Legal, I am happy to report that I have learned and grown so much more in the time since my admission than I ever imagined in 2020. One of the most important things that I have learned is the value of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, one to which each of you now belongs as well. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with 30,000 members across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, I have found that belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been a part of the Law Society of New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for 4 years now. Here I have found inspiration, guidance and support when I needed it, as well as opportunities for advocacy in which we made significant impact on considerable legal issues. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you can access professional support, a wide range of publications, events, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and a connection to the broader legal community. It is our role as the Law Society to ensure that you can each thrive in your new profession. So again, congratulations to each of you. Please reach out to us or speak to your employer, and we look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Thank you, Ms. Irvin. Concluding, I want to say this. The law is a wonderful profession, stimulating, challenging and satisfying, and populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people, especially the young people, as you will have observed today. You should be proud to be a lawyer and of your achievements to date. The law is an important profession and you are now an important part of it. A legal career is one that you can take in many different and interesting directions. I wish you the very best of luck on your exciting journey that lies ahead. On behalf of all of the judges of the court, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.
Everyone, once again.